Okay guys, so you're here today to see, are seed oils really bad for you? If that's why you've tuned in, don't go away. Okay guys, so we want to understand seed oils. Are they bad for us? There's a whole range of them. We've got soybean, sunflower, canola. We've got a whole range of them, and the point is we need to know, are they bad for us? Now, this is it's one of the things that you have to think about. On, for example, if you're doing a ketogenic diet, a lot of people don't touch corn oils because they are what we call dirty keto. Now, it's not so much that they're massively bad for us, they just help with a bad ratio of omega-6 oils. Now, omega-6 is a vital oil, and yes, you should have it, but you should have it in a good balance between omega-6 and omega-3. So we have so little omega-3, we need to up that, and we need to lower omega-6. So how can you do that effectively? Use extra virgin olive oil, and then you help that balance. So it's not as much to say they're dangerous for you. It's just they are classed as dirty keto. Now the additional thing is, because we have so much omega-6, and that's what we want to lower, so that demonizes them, but also because of several other reasons. So we're going to look at them now. So here we go. Number one, seed oils are high in omega-6 fats. So we were just mentioning this, what omega-6 does in the body. So you have healthy cell membrane, supports normal cell function, you have normal physiological role, and you have involved in many body processes. So what we can see here is we have omega-6 linoleic acid, which you have to avoid. Now, not because it's bad for you, but because you need to lower the amount we have in a normal Western diet. So what you can see here is rich in omega-6, which linoleic acid is totally fine, but omega-6 does not automatically cause inflammation, okay? And it balance matters, omega-6 to omega-3. So that's what we're focusing on. So yes, it does matter in the sense that you should lower omega-6, and that's a fact. We're well out on the ratio, and higher your omega-3. So yes, that is a point high as a flag. We want to lower omega-6. This is a big source of omega-6. Now, what you can see here, typical Western diet, 15:1 for a ratio for omega-6 to omega-3. Better balance is 4:1, where you have more, obviously less omega-6. And then obviously here, optimal balance is 1:1 or 2:1. So that's what you have to take into account. And if that's a fact, then yes, if you're trying to be healthy, avoid corn oil, avoid seed oils. Okay guys, so what we can see here, the evidence is more complex than social media claims. It is, I mean, it's a lot more complex, but also there's a lot of other things to look at. So let's move on to number 2. Okay, so the second part here, guys, as you can see, are seed oils really bad for you? Well, the high in unsaturated fats, they're a source of omega-6 fats, and are they harmful? So we have to look at the evidence, not the media headlines. So overall, we need to simply say, what is the evidence? And we understand that they're giving you omega-6. Yes, 100% most diets say avoid them. That's because of the ratio of omega-6 to omega-3. So we have to understand that, yes, bring massively down omega-6 and then bring up omega-3. And that way you're going to have more of a balance. And that's what you understand, is that, yes, in the case of health, yeah, we need to have a balance. Right, so now we're getting onto the crux of the matter. So this is the point where now they're labeled dirty keto. So the processing to get your omega-6 oils for your corn oil, or your seed oils, what happens is, unfortunately, we use a lot of chemicals to do that. So we use chemicals to extract them, and that's why they're much more beneficial to have. It's much more beneficial to have extra virgin olive oil, and I stress extra virgin olive oil. If it's not extra virgin, don't touch it. So the whole idea there is, you understand, if you want that healthy part, that's what you go for, extra virgin olive oil. But now, if you have a look at other oils, let's have a look here at how they're extracted and why they contain chemicals that are not necessarily conducive for your health. So here we go. How most seed oils are made. Seed selection. High quality seeds are chosen. Extraction oil is extracted from the seed. Refining, degumming, neutralizing, bleaching and deodorizing improves stability, taste and safety. Quality testing, tested for purity, safety and freshness. So now you're removing again from a normal natural process of just squeezing them. They squeeze and then they want to get the maximum profit, so they use lots of nasty chemicals. So that is a fact and no one can deny that. Though the point is, some of those chemicals are 100% left afterwards. So the point is they're saying they're not in harmful ranges. So, but still, that's why it's dirty keto. So here we go. What does the research say? High quality seed oils are safe to eat. Yeah. Refining removes impurities and natural toxins. Major health organizations approve their use. So they're all approved to use. But let's have a look at the problems. It's not just about the oil, it's about how it's used. Poor practices, repeated high heat frying can break down any oil and create harmful compounds. Food content. Seed oils are often found in ultra-processed foods, high in sugar, salt and refined carbs. Good practices. Using seed oils in moderation is part of a balanced whole food diet. Is perfectly fine. So here we go. The takeaway. Seed oils themselves are not the enemy. Focus on overall diet quality and healthy cooking practices. Whole foods, healthy fats, balanced diet, better health. So the seed oils aren't terribly evil, but the main idea is that you can see when they keep getting heated again and again for junk food, they cause issues there, harmful compounds. You understand they're being used for junk food and not highly processing, to make it even more of a compounding issue. And so the whole idea is they're good practice there. Now, they are labeled as safe by the authorities, but yes, you do unfortunately have those chemicals present still in the refining process. Okay guys, so where the criticism has some validity. So we want to know why these claims are still valid in a sense when people try to demonize them. So here we go. Ultra processed foods are a real concern. Many foods that contain seed oils, chips, fast food, packaged desserts, fried snacks are associated with poor health outcomes. But that doesn't mean the oil itself is the main culprit. So obviously it's cheaper than other good alternatives. A homemade salad dressing made with canola oil is a very different food. So, because it's used with canola oil, but you've got a lovely, huge, massive amount of healthy ingredients, you understand it's simple ingredients, minimally processed, nutrient dense, and a better overall choice. But when you have so much in the modern fast food diet, refined starch, salt, seed oil, plus excess calories all together, that's where the problems start. Right, repeated high temperature frying can degrade any oil. Restaurants that reuse frying oil for long periods can generate oxidation products. That's more about frying practices and seed oils specifically. So, fresh oil after repeated use, heavily degraded oil, potential concerns, oxidation products, so you're going to get free radicals, off flavors, and potentially harmful compounds. So, here we go. Key takeaway. Focus less on the oil alone and more on the whole food and how it's prepared. Better choices, better practices, better health. Some extra information here about why you have concerns. So you can see here you have industrial solvents that are used to extract in this extraction process. One of them is hexane. Again, you don't want hexane in your oil. They say 99% of hexane is removed, but you still have 1%. So again, you don't really want hexane in an oil. Here again, you have high heat. High temperatures may increase oxidation and create byproducts that can be harmful. Highly processed, more steps and chemicals compared with traditional fats and oils. Trace residues, small amounts may remain within regulatory limits. So again, you can see here you have this whole process going through. You have bleaching and deodorizing. All of these things are adding processes, and the whole point is the more you process something, the further away from nature it goes. The more you add things that are natural, the more usually you're going to find side effects in a few years, more problems, more inflammation, or some issues that are going to happen. So it's a simple fact. So the whole idea is that so far it's still showing all as safe, so you shouldn't worry yourself too much, but always have it flagged there just for you to be wary. So the debate is often about the level of processing, not proven toxicity. So we understand that wholly. It's about that massive amount of processing, all the chemicals involved, and problems with heating and so on. Okay guys, I hope you liked the video. Thumbs up please, and subscribe. If you have any questions, please pop them in the comments, and I'll see you on the next one.